Shoot.
All right.
A question. We just spoke to Dante. And he's going to come in, of course, be behind you. But what have you seen from him so far? Did you know anything about him beforehand?
Yeah, I've known him since high school, actually, and we were in the same class in high school. I didn't know him personally, but I think we played in the All-American game together, and then just followed him from afar as a fan when he was at Texas. And just I think that class of running backs is pretty special. We're in the same year too, so he came out the same year as me. And it's cool being able to just go back in time and see some of that stuff. But it's been great working with him. To get his perspective from the different teams that he's been on, and you can tell he's a pro. So it's just nice to share the room with him.
Christian, Matt said that they are exploring a different approach with you at practice this year. He didn't go into great detail, assuming that, I don't know what it means, smarter approach, whatever. Is that something they've discussed with you and you kind of like the way that's heading?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime there's a way to make it so you can, be a little fresher on game day, always for it. But we have such a good staff, and obviously Coach Rule's on top of it. And just coming out with a good plan that we know. The plans always change, but just open door of communication has been great. And don't want to overthink it, but it's just been nice, looking at the different avenues to just make sure I'm ready to roll for each game.
Is that, less steps and yardage on the GPS kind of thing? Is that what that will end up looking like?
Well, I think the good part about OTAs is you get to flirt with a lot of those things and really figure out, and that's why I said the communication is from me to them. Hey, how'd you feel today? And I just respect a lot the fact that they're willing to have open communication with me on that, and the trust in that of knowing that I'm going to give them an honest answer, and we'll go from there. But right now I think we're just having fun with it, playing with different warm-ups and different things here and there, and that's the beauty of this time right now. But I feel great, and I'm just excited about this year.
Christian, understanding that with some of the injuries that you've had, and maybe nothing you can do about it, just contact injuries, was there anything that you did differently this offseason with your training program, or just stick with what you have been?
No, once again, you're always changing stuff, always looking to see how you can get better, how you can, get bigger, faster, stronger, smarter. One thing I've done is I've reached out to a lot of backs who have played, and a guy I'm really appreciative for, Marshall Falk, gave me some great advice. I'll keep that between me and him, but just listening to what he had to say and the different things that he did in the off season at different points, and injuries or not, sometimes you got to change your off season and your approach. But like I said, the challenge in that is kind of going away from some of the stuff you've done and trusting that. But that's also the beauty of it. And if there's some things that can tack on a few more years and prevent some stuff, and I'm all in. But I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I trust my process and the team of people I have around me, and I'm extremely excited for this year.
Christian, it sounded like at the end of the year you were talking about maybe not doing as much in the off season. How did you balance that, and how do you balance that, making sure you're ready but making sure you're not maybe overtraining?
I think it's just constant listening to your body. And I think that's the best way to sum it up. Just listen to my body. Do all the little things correct. Eat right, sleep right. Eliminate any kind of other energy exertions, and I know how I feel, and so just trusting in that, and not overdoing it and not underdoing it. But I think whether guys have had injuries or not, that's something that every NFL player goes through in the off season, is when to do what. But that's the fun part about it, trying to figure it out. All I know is I feel great now, so I haven't felt anything wrong. I feel great. I'm excited for the year.
What have you seen so far from Ben McAdoo in this new offense that he's implementing?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think everyone on the offense has just been a sponge. He's somebody who's obviously had a lot of experience at the highest level. He's also coached different positions, and so he has such a plethora of knowledge when it comes to coaching offensive football. And I've just been trying to learn everything I possibly can, and it's just been a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, it's up to us to execute all the things that he puts into play. Players, we got to go out there and execute, and we have the right attitude as an offense right now to do that.
Christian, on the subject of Ben McAdoo's offense, his offense really places a lot of emphasis on the passing game. I saw you doing some work as a receiver today. So, but how much of a grasp do you have right now on what the expectation is going to be as far as the balance between running the ball and being a receiver?
You know, right now I'm just focused on meetings and practice tomorrow and watching the tape today. You know, we're in day 2 of true OTAs, so that'll all happen as it comes. But whatever they tell me to do, I'm going to do. Whether it's line up at F, X, Z, or H, I'll be ready for it. And once again, it's just figuring out how to do all that as best as I possibly can wherever they need me to be. That's just where I'm at right now, and just trying to perfect this playbook and go out there and mentally be 100%, physically be 100%, and ready to roll.
Did you seek out Marshall's advice in part because was such a similar player and kind of style as you?
Yeah, I think there's always room to grow and learn, and he's a guy who had success, but had success for a long time, and just somebody that I've always looked up to, and he's always been great to me, and so I figured I'd reach out to him on some of that stuff, and I think years 6, 7, and 8 were really good years for him, and that's kind of why I picked his brain.
How long have you known him, and how did you two connect?
I just reached out. I haven't. I'd met him through the grapevine a little bit, but nothing. Going back in the day, just really kind of me reaching out to somebody who's had a lot of success and somebody that I look up to.
Christian, Matt Will talked about seeing Sam Darnold and seeing him have a focus. I'm just curious, from your perspective, what have you seen from Sam Darnold this offseason?
He's been great. He's been dialed in. I think it's been great for him to be around Coach McAdoo, who's had experience with some great quarterbacks, and so. But he's been awesome, and right now he's running the ship, and everybody's behind him.
We've got time for like 1 or 2 more.
A bunch of new faces on the offensive line. It seems like a couple of them really like to go downhill, block, run block, things like that. I know you're just in shorts. Can you see any of that kind of like nastiness that maybe along the lines here?
Yeah, I think that, you see it in the tape over the years that these guys have put out, and I think you just see it in the energy that they bring to practice. They're the first ones to the ball. They take pride in every drill, whether it's on air or not. And you have some great leaders in there. I think the addition of bringing in a guy like Corbett, Taylor Moton stepping up as a leader, Pat Elfine becoming a leader on this team as well. Obviously, Michael Jordan with a year with the Panthers, and then the left tackle position where you got multiple guys who can play. And so I think for me, the thing that I notice is just the energy that those guys bring. And as a running back, when your O-line has energy, you definitely get excited. So I'm fired up.
Christian,
Last one, Joe.
You mentioned, or you were asked about Sam, and Matt referenced that this was kind of a tough offseason for him with the team pursuing Deshaun, trading for Matt. How have you seen him respond and come in here, and have you seen any differences with Sam this offseason?
He's a pro, and at the end of the day, this is a business, and nobody's exempt, and that's myself included. I'm fortunate to be here, I'm thankful that I'm still here, and I take that very personally, and I think he does too. If they can get somebody that they like, and like I said, that's from the quarterback position to the running back position to receivers, they're going to do it, and it's up to us every day to put out good tape and to execute on game day and to be there. So he's handled it like a pro, and I think that's something that a lot of us respect. Is he's come in every day and worked hard, and is continuing to grow as a leader as well, and I think we're all following that.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christian.